Well, where would the world be without mothers? I guess we wouldn't be here, for starters. This exalted gift of motherhood has been, I think, depreciated in our times now, denigrated. People don't see it as a high calling, as a vocation. In fact, some women are criticized if they're at home raising their children. You're a mom, and you see these currents in society. What do you make of them?
Well, I see a lot of young moms, and I see them very hungry and in need of older mom. You know, and I was at the grocery store yesterday, and a woman said, out of the blue, started talking, and she said, mothers have left the building. They've abandoned their post, older mothers, and they're not doing this exchange, where you say, okay, introducing young mom into her maternity.
Like mentoring them.
Mentoring, yeah.
Right.
They used to call it a crone position or an archetype. But I see the young moms really hungry for the space and time to do it correctly. Their instincts are being pitted against their own instincts.
Right, and I think that's a dangerous fallout now we see in society, where you have a bunch of children and young adults that haven't been really parented. And so not to lie, not to steal, not to cheat. So, and on the internet, you see people through social media just demeaning motherhood. They often refer to them as birthing persons, as if that's a viable term.
So what is a birthing person? You got to keep, I don't pay attention to this. What is
right,
that?
I mean, that's a way of blurring it and saying that females are mothers and females give birth, which is obvious. We're asked now to go into this alternative reality where there are birthing persons, as if that isn't always a female. And I think that's dangerous because if she's in labor, she'll hit you. Call her a birthing person. Yeah, I think not only that, I think that you have, by blurring this, you've got people separating from reality. And the more that happens, the more we're out of touch. I mean, the birth rates now are dangerously low all over the world. In some countries, they're not even at the replacement rate. In the U.S., we barely are. I think then you look at the out-of-wedlock births. What's next in motherhood? How do women reclaim that lofty title and the society esteem it more?
I think they're doing it. I really see them. These young moms, they may be apologizing for wanting to stay home with their baby, and they may be doing it with a quiet anger, like, I'm being sold a bill here. I'm being sold something false. But I see them grabbing hold of it themselves, and I see them fighting for their children themselves against a narrative sometimes that they don't agree with and can't agree with.
Right, and I don't think motherhood just means biological parenting. I mean, Mother Teresa was a great mother. She didn't have natural children, and yet she expressed that motherhood, that life as a shepherd, the other-mindedness, the one that lays down your life for your little ones. That's always been at the crux of civilization, really, and how we maintain the covenant among generations. The mothers are right at the heart of that, and I think, how do we go and recapture that awareness? You said the young women are doing it, but what about society as a large? What about men? How do men recover this?
I love that question, because men are just crucial in helping mother to have the space to mother. And men can support her in that. And then when the baby gets developmentally over 6, dad steps in and starts, we say, showing them the world more. So there is a very natural thing that occurs. And I think the way we do it for all of us is every mother has to be supported, encouraged, praised, mirrored back as you're a good mom, and it shows in your child.
What are you proudest of as a mother?
My children are so independently thinking. They're good mothers. I have 2 girls who are mothers. They're wonderful mothers. And they don't think exactly like me by any means.
Right.
And I'm proud of that too. That they can say, no, I know this child better than anyone, and I'm making this decision. So I'm really proud of that.
Well, I think when we look at the world, we recognize that the voice of the mother often has been ignored. It was during some of the Catholic Church's scandals. And it is often when we see the world resorting to war, because it's their kids that go and are killed. So I'm hoping that a renewed awareness of the power of motherhood can lead to a revival of this great vocation, to where women recognize the beauty of it and the fruitfulness to which their lives are called, and then of course as grandmothers to be there to continue that process of formation of the mothers.
Yes, and to this human being, you are irreplaceable.
Amen.